Hello. So today we're going to be doing a press handstand. And this doesn't mean you need to have a handstand in the middle of the room. Hopefully you have a handstand at the wall at least. But as long as you got that, you should be fine. And then if you don't even know what a press handstand is, basically it's just bringing our hands on the floor. And without using any kicking or jumping, we'd press down so hard that we could lift our whole body to a handstand. And this class will be some of the drills and just warming up the wrists, getting the flexibility of the wrists. So yeah, this is something you can work at over time. If it's not coming to you super quick, don't worry about it, stick with it. Hope you guys enjoy the class. So we always want to get started by warming up the wrists. And this is a crucial part, especially for press handstand. It's so much wrist flexibility, and you always want to warm up before you do a press handstand. So we're just going to get started in tabletop. Take the shoulders over the wrist, and we can just start by moving around a little bit, maybe circling. Try to have the hips over the feet. Doesn't matter too much. And then start to become aware of where you're pressing down. So pressing down into the front two knuckles and the thumb side of our hand. And in a press, we're really leaning all the way forward. It might even start to feel that the heel of the hand lifts off the floor. Yeah, and that's a part of it, and you build the strength as you go. But always really pressing into the front two knuckles, the space between your thumb and your index finger. Trying to send all your weight right there. And then I want you to start to lean the shoulders straight forward and then back. So lean the shoulders over the fingertips if you can, maybe even past, at least over the knuckles. And if you maybe aren't moving super far right in the beginning, don't worry about it. You'll develop this flexibility as time goes on. We'll do about 5 more. So leaning the shoulders super far forward and then just leaning back. Leaning the shoulders forward, leaning back. 3 more. Forward, back. Try to add the breath, so inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Just 1 more. Inhale forward, and exhale back. Turn the fingers out to the sides and just rock side to side. And maybe as you rock, the heel of the hand lifts up again. Perfectly fine. And that really starts to develop some of our hand strength. And we need a whole lot of hand strength for handstand. So just rock side to side. Okay, and then maybe you'll turn the fingers around, not too much, go to your degree, listen to your wrists, listen to your body. And then you could tuck the toes a bit and move them in, and then inhale, look forward, pull the chest forward, maybe leaning, and then exhale, pull back. Inhale forward, exhale, pull back. Keep on pressing into the front two knuckles though. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Whew, good job. Turn the fingers around. Have the toes tucked and then just sit onto your heels. Take the index and the thumb to your wrist and kind of just get into this joint right here. Just taking your time, warming your wrists up. Keep the right hand really nice and relaxed as you circle it out. Circling. And then go in the other direction. So no tension in the right hand. And we actually have a fluid in our wrists, and it's called synovial fluid. Let's go to the other side. Right hand, get into the wrist, or to circle it. And if at any point the toes get too tight, try to hold it, but I remember in the beginning, I need to untuck them a lot. Just playing with it, circling both ways. And the synovial fluid really is it helps protect our joints, but we have to move the wrists a little bit to get the synovial fluid into the joints. So that's why we always need a nice wrist warm up before we press. Respect our bodies always. Well, that should be about good. Maybe interlace the fingers, do this real quick. Whew, feels good. And then do the other side. Do that. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, reach the palms up towards the ceiling. Look up. Exhale, twist over towards the right. Can't talk today. All the gum. Inhale, center. Exhale towards the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus your arms out. Slowly bring them down. Nice. Then bring the hands to the floor. We're going to get set for plank pose. Stack the shoulders over the wrist. Make sure to have the index finger straight forward. We're even a little bit turned out. And then step back. Tucking all of your toes. Press down into the front two knuckles of the thumb. Draw the navel in. So notice if you are hanging the guts out, you're lowering the hips. Draw the navel in, press down, look forward. Same thing here. So we're going to lean forward, plank leans. Lean forward, lean back. Try to have all the toes tucked. Lean forward, lean back for 1, 2, go to your degree, 3, 4, 6 more, 5. Lean forward, lean back, and forward. 3 more, 3, 2, 1. Nice, downward facing dog. Just get used to being in an inversion for a moment. Press the heels down a little, lift the hips up, drop the chest. Maybe a slight sway of the hips if this is your first down dog of the day. And find a nice and stationary down dog. Feel like you're wrapping the outer arms back, the eye of the elbow straight forward. Walk the hands all the way back to your feet, and then just fold over the legs. You can grab opposite elbows, sway a little bit. And press handstand requires a lot of hamstring flexibility, so we're going to take the pose gorilla actually. Slide the toes up to the creases of the wrists. Feet are hip distance apart. And then kind of wiggle your toes into your wrists if that feels all right. Dropping the head down, folding down. Using your breath here. A little bit of pressure with the toes into the wrist. Maybe we can play with a little bit more dynamic, so bending the legs a little bit and then straightening them. Only put as much weight down as you can handle. Don't force anything. Maybe one leg bends, the other straightens. Ooh. Release the hands one at a time. Wiggle the feet out, turn them slightly out, and then meet up in a squat. Maybe you roll the wrists out again. And then we're about to get started with the most important drill for a press handstand. And it's called the press walk. And this is, anyone who can do a press handstand, they've done this drill before. This is the first step and probably the biggest, you know. This is basics, and the basics are always the most important. So now that we've gotten used to being on our hands, putting some body weight down onto them, we're going to do the press walk. So I want you to bring your feet together. Stand at the back of your mat. Zip up your little yoga pockets. Fold forward. Drop your head down. And then I want you to bring your hands to the floor. And the distance, in the beginning, it's going to feel pretty tight. It's going to be hard to transfer the weight. So just do your best. I think about 8 inches, maybe a foot. Index finger straight forward, maybe a bit turned out, and just start to lean forward. Good. Lean back. Come up onto your fingertips. Pull the toes towards your face. Just getting into the hamstrings. Hamstring flexibility is a big part of doing a press. Hands to the floor. Lean forward. Lift the heels. Maybe you're on the big toe. Good. Go back. Come up onto the fingers. Pull the toes towards the face. Leaning the hips back. Dropping the head. Feel this engagement in the legs. And then palms to the floor. Lean forward. Lean, lean, lean. Maybe you're on the big toe. Nice. Maybe you lift it up for just a moment. Pull the toes back towards the face. If that lift isn't happening, don't worry about it. Whew. And I don't like to have the feet super close together. I like about a couple inches between them. And then we're going to press walk all the way forward. So it's going to look like this. Hands go to the floor. We lean. We lift up for a moment. And really try to lean up as high as you can. This is the biggest part. Leaning is up onto the big toe and then going forward. Moving the hands forward, rolling forward. Leaning, leaning, leaning. The feet lift. Go forward. I could have probably gone a little higher that time. Lean forward. Woo. Nice work. And even if it's a little bit of a jump, perfectly fine. I'll do that this time. So we're at the top. I lean. I can't do it. I just jump. A light jump. And then inhale, halfway lift. Get long through your spine. Exhale here. Hands to the floor. And we're going to do it all the way back. So same thing. Leaning forward. Floating the feet back. Sliding the hands back. Leaning forward. Floating back. This is tough work, guys. Stick with it. Lean forward. Float it back. Only about 2 or 3 more. Leaning. Shooting it back. Last one. Leaning. Woo. And then just rise up to standing. I know for me, these are still super challenging. And we're only going to do 2 of them today, but you could practice more at home if you're feeling up to it. And this is one of the biggest parts of press handstand. because you are the heaviest. You're the heaviest at the bottom. When you're all the way up into a handstand, it's actually not too hard to hold, but when you have to bring the hands and press super hard down, it's pretty challenging actually. But just build into this strength, okay? So we're gonna do a straddle this time. So bring the feet just a little wider than the mat. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna do the feet wide. Yeah, we might do 3 press walks, you never know. Hands to the floor, lean forward. Float the feet to the outsides of the hands. And it might feel a bit easier because the weight is more distributed now. Hands go down, lean forward. Forward. Good, and try to keep it really light. I'm being way too loud right now. Setting it down nice and lightly. We always try to be nice and light in yoga. No loud noises, keeping things calm. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Hands to the floor, lean forward. Float the feet back. Walk the hands back. So same thing here. The press walk back. You know, it's like a road it's like a road trip. When you're going back from a road trip, you're really never you're never excited. You already did all the fun, you know? Woo, try to keep the legs straight, but if they bend a little, it's perfectly okay to bend your knees in a press. Last one, guys. Woo. And then stand on up. Woo. That is tough work, and we're only gonna do one more press walk, but I want you to catch your breath. If you have to move around the wrist a little bit, and if this is super challenging, maybe you're just doing 3 to 4 press walks forward and back. That's super good too. Just being able to do one is a whole lot. Okay, so this time we're gonna go straddle. We're gonna bring the feet together, straddle, feet together, all the way up and down. Let's go for it, guys. And sometimes it's nice to kind of just like really fold, like lifting the belly off of the hips, off of the thighs to get a nice fold, and then lean into it. Floating the feet together, leaning. Keeping everything nice and soft. No tension. Smooth breathing. Almost there. Try to let it be really effortless. Think about just leaning to lift. Get long here, inhale. Exhale, fold. Floating in a straddle. Bringing the feet back together. Woo. Stand all the way up. Good job. That's the press walk. Biggest part of doing a press handstand. So now that we've done the press walk, that's something you can work on every time before you get ready to do a press handstand. Do the press walk, warm up the wrist, get ready. And now it's time to do press negatives. So we're going to be working on our press handstand, but we're going to be doing the negative. And this is a crucial part, guys. If you have white walls, you want to keep your walls nice and clean. You don't want disgusting walls. At my house, okay, I'll be honest, there's a lot of marks of my feet on the walls and stuff. And if that's not something you're interested in, put your socks on. These socks are a little dirty, but as I explained, I'm not that clean. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding, guys. I'm very clean. Like me, guys. Like me. Put your socks on. Get them nice and on. I don't know why I picked high socks, but like, why would I pick socks that take forever to put on? I don't know. So yeah, we put our socks on, and then we're going to do press negatives. So we're just going to kick up to the wall, and if you don't have a kick up, like some days it's really challenging to kick up. Like to kick up from down dog, I'm saying. And so we can even do the standing, the gymnast kick up from standing. And that's fun. I don't do that too often. So what you'll do, turn your mat around, fix your socks, turn the mat facing the wall, just like that. Now that we're facing the wall, we can do some handstands. Okay, so, yeah, perfect. So the distance you want to be from the wall, I'd say about 8 inches to a foot, because we're going to have to lean our shoulders over the fingertips as we go down. And all a press negative is this. Hands go to the floor, you get your setup for handstand, you kick up, feet touch the wall very lightly, bring the legs out to a straddle, look forward. As you go down, you lean the shoulders forward, point the toes, lean, 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 super slowly, and then the feet touch the floor. And you just stand up. So that's all it is, and we're just going to do a couple rounds. If you're having trouble kicking up from down dog, we can just start from here. So standing, Hands go to the floor, we kick, boom, take the legs wide, lean forward, shoulders go forward, point the toes, slow, slow, slow. Woo. And even I could go a little slower, but I'm not quite perfect. You know, pressing is really tough. We'll do about 4 to 5 more, I'd say. So however you get into it, I'll try from down dog this time. Find the distance, bend the knees, jump into it. That was a little loud, feet touch pretty hard. Look forward, lean forward. Woo. That was a super fast one, and that's what we're trying to avoid. But in the beginning, that's gonna happen a lot, you know? You're not gonna be perfect, you're gonna make mistakes, but always just keep on at it. Let's do 3 more. 3 more. Let's go for the gymnast way. Maybe you missed the handstand. Don't be afraid to touch the wall. You know, it's our friend. The wall is our friend right now. Leaning. Woo! That was a little too fast. Guys, but I'm tired. I'm sure you're tired too. We have 2 more to go. 2 more. Let's try to be really technical. No excuses. Really press into the ground. Remember to claw your hands on the floor. Take your time. No rush. Point the toes. Turn the feet up. Breathe. And then you'll start to very slowly bring it all the way down. Stand up. How many we have? 2 more or 1 more? Let's go for 2, right? Woo. Catch your breath. Fix your shirt. Maybe this time we'll bend our knees. Let's kick up with the other leg. I've been kicking up with the left every time, so let's kick up with the right. Go straddle, press down, look forward, lean, lean, lean. Lean, lean, lean. Whew. Set it down. Just 1 more. Let's do this one quick. No hesitation. Shoot it up. Straddle, lean. Touch the wall again, perfectly fine. Better to do it with control. Oh, nice, guys. That is challenging. I'm sure your heart rate is bouncing. Your wrists are feeling it. And now we're just going to try a couple different ways. And this is basically these 2 things, the press walk and press negatives. These are the biggest thing for learning a press. So at this point, hopefully you have some tools, some yoga props, a lot of things. Like we'll start with the bolster way. So I'm just going to show you a couple different variations of how to do a press. And this is if you have a bolster, if you have a pillow, like one of the big pillows that are unnecessary on your bed, use one of those. You can use a couch cushion, whatever you have lying around the home that will serve for this. And I like to take it a little bit in this diagonal, ignore the dirtiness. And the distance you'll come is about, what is this, 6 inches, I'd say? Because we have to lean the shoulders forward. And for this one, our head, the back of our head, our shoulders are going to touch, and it's going to help us get into our press. So let's go for it. And for pressing, the hands can go just a little bit wider if that feels all right on you. But I like to have them a bit closer, like more for just everything being stacked. But if it needs to go wider, that's fine. Set up into a forward fold, drop your head. Bring the hands down, find the setup, lean forward, the head. See guys, this is too much. See what happened? Boom. And that's what happens. This is a whole learning process. I put it too far because I don't do this way too often, but this is really good for beginners. So, because you see it caved in, you don't want it to cave in, so just go a little closer. The angle wasn't perfect. Set up again, feet close together, but don't need to touch. Lean forward, tuck the head in, yeah, perfect. Boom, that was a tuck press right there. Super slowly, we can go down into a straddle, come out of it. And you'll definitely feel this on your wrist. It's a whole lot, but just take your time. You know, don't force anything. You can take a squat, rest here. Whew. We'll do 2 more of this. And you saw I tucked my knees into my chest for the one we did. That was the first press I learned how to do. It takes a little bit more strength, but I'm not the most flexible, so I really liked it. Let's do another tuck. I'll really break it down this time. Hands down, come into your forward fold, and we'll go 1 foot at a time. Step the left foot to the center, pull the right heel towards your butt, lean, lean, lean. Back of the head, back of the shoulders, touch the wall. Pulling, leaning, pressing. Lift the other left foot off the ground. Then you can straighten the legs. Ooh, let's go down in reverse. Right knee into the chest, right foot lands. Left foot lands. Ooh. Take squat. And then we'll do it again. Same thing, tuck, straddle, but we're going to lead with the left foot this time. Whew. When you're ready, hands to the floor. And you can pause the video if you need more time. No worries. Pause the video. Pull the left heel towards your butt. Lean, lean, lean. Tuck the head in. Lift up. Straighten the legs. We'll do the reverse on our way down. Left knee into the chest. Lightly left foot. Then the right. Make your way into a squat. Not easy, guys. This isn't easy. Whew. And we'll do one more variation with the bolster against the wall like this. We'll do the straddle. So the way we were practicing with the straddle legs, we'll do that right here. Just like how we do the negative. Set up. Feet go wide. Hands go down. Find a position that works for you. And then just start to lean forward, flexing the feet, turning the feet open. They come up, bring the feet together. Take them wide. Lean forward, lean, lean, lean. Go slow. Woo, and you end up doing a negative. Stand on up. Super good. Set the bolster aside. So maybe you want to go for a different type of press and you want to elevate your feet. So what we can do is, I'll do it with 2 blocks. If you only have one, you can do the tuck press with just one. I like to set it up like this. So I'm going to put each of my feet on these, just like that. And you could even still do this with the bolster. So maybe we're not done with this sucker, right? He comes back, meet up back with the bolster, bring your feet down. And this is just going to add some elevation to make it easier to press. So we lean. Yeah, maybe you missed it the first time. I was a little too close. And then I lean. Flexing out. Woo. Bring the feet together. Super slowly, negative. Go down. Back on the blocks. You could play with that. You could play with placing one block in the middle. And these are just all drills you can try. You know, if this is your first day doing a press, maybe these drills aren't even accessible yet, but just stick with it. I'll make another video soon enough. Lean forward. Lean, lean, lean. Ooh, maybe we tuck it up. Straighten. You can bring it down just like this. Landing on the block. Give your wrist some rehab. It's good work right there. Another thing we can do is we can actually press off of the bolster, but we can use the bolster and the blocks even. Have the blocks set up like this. Take your bolster. Place your bolster on top. Damn, that's some sneaky stuff right there, huh? Whew. Have the wall nearby, but this time, be really careful because we don't have the bolster to lean against. So make sure you feel strong enough to do this. If you're not feeling it, don't worry about it, guys. Stick with the bolster against the shoulders. Set it up. But you still have the wall there. I'm just talking about maybe you'll post your hand because the heel of the hand starts to lift. Step on. Find your balance. And hey, if you can't find the balance instantly, boom. We land it. We didn't land it. Boom, weight transfer. Make sure you feel comfortable. This is the issue of putting the blocks underneath the bolster. It makes it a little less stable. But hopefully, since you do yoga, you've developed some balance, you've developed some serenity. And I'm going to take the hands a bit wider this time, maybe even turn the fingers out. Pressing into the thumb, still leaning, leaning, leaning. Yeah, my back still touches. So my back still touches the wall. I'm going to try to avoid touching the wall this time if I can. We'll see. No way. No way, Jose. We're still touching the wall. That's perfectly fine. Boom. Hop on the bolster. Straighten the leg. Straddle. Bring it together. Bring it down. I'm basically exhausted. I'm sure you guys are too. If you are crushing it and maybe you do have a press handstand practice and you're watching this video for just a little more, like you were looking for that extra, like what's the missing link? Set all this random stuff aside. Who needs it right now? Take your socks off. Let's do a real press. Sorry guys, I'm sorry I'm so weird, but hopefully you're enjoying the video. Let's go for a press. So middle of the room, a lot of the time the heel of the hand starts to lift and you have to post an arm. It's okay, love yourself through the process. I'm still on my journey. I'm still pretty beginner in my press. It's okay to be a beginner. Hands to the floor, find the connection with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lean forward. Flex, flex, flex. So I actually ended up going into a tuck for this press. And that's something you don't want to do. You see how I went straddle, I bent my knees. I got a little scared because of this wall, and it's okay to have fear. Maybe we'll try it from this angle. And it's like with the press, it's so challenging. It's so much strength. And you just got to work into it. You just got to practice every day, every other day, whatever your setup is. But let's give it a shot. Try to press it all the way up. touch the wall a little bit, but I'm not gonna lose it. Bring my hand back in. I'll set it down. Woo, guys, I'm pretty tired today. I think we'll call it at that. I know it was ugly, but hey, I'm an ugly guy and I accept myself. Guys, have a wonderful day. You know, give all this stuff a try. Just stick with it. If you kept on practicing this, especially the press walk, you'll see big gains, guys. Thank you for taking my class. Have a lovely day.